have a secret. I have no idea what I am doing. It's like everyone received a handbook to guide them through life, but I was absent that day. And saying this is terrifying. 4 years ago, I was at a team building exercise for work, and we had to take one of those personality tests. And then the results were projected up on the screen for everyone to see. Then we got to read through our list of strengths and weaknesses associated with our personality type. As I began to read from my list of strengths, I burst into tears and told my coworkers that I have a very hard time receiving praise. The person who was running this event turned to me and said, "Have you ever heard of imposter syndrome?" Imposter syndrome, as it turns out, is defined as an internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Those of us experiencing it think of success as a fluke and not a reflection of our true abilities. When we fail, it is only due to our personal shortcomings. Let's take a moment and appreciate the irony of me talking to you about imposter syndrome while simultaneously experiencing this fear. Very meta. Researchers have estimated that roughly 70% of the population have experienced this at least once in their lives. Y'all, there are 900 people in this room, so that means about 630 of us have experienced this. And while it was first described amongst high-achieving women, it has since been shown to affect all genders. This experience does not discriminate. So, since that personality test episode, I've managed to land on a few things that seem to help. One, remember that no one knows what they are doing. In this age of social media, where we can edit what the world sees from us, it is so easy to think that everyone else gets it. But the truth is that no one has their shit together. Everyone you meet is or will be just winging it. Let's learn to honor that in each other. 2, name it. Imposter syndrome, it can be so isolating because its very nature keeps us from admitting to it. But be brave. Tell people, I'm feeling super impostery about this speech or that project, whatever. The more we talk about it and name it, the more we lessen the effect. 3, find your fans. We all have people in our lives who act as cheerleaders, who love us because of our shortcomings. My fans keep me from spinning out in a cyclone of fear and anxiety and remind me that A, I work really fucking hard, and B, I am more than a list of accomplishments. I will say that if your fans tell you to just stop being insecure, change the subject and go find a new fan. If we could change the way we feel, we would. 4, haters gonna hate. You can't control other people. You just can't. So some of you might be out there wondering what right I have to talk to you about fear and failure, and that's cool. Life is not a popularity contest, no matter what Instagram might lead you to believe. But there is some truth to the hashtags. You do only live once, you should just do you. So learn to trust your gut. And 5, reframe success and failure. Define what success and failure means to you. I wanted to go to grad school for over a decade, but I was terrified of failing the GRE. I had nightmares about quadratic equations, and I let a standardized test determine my self-worth. Last fall, I reframed my definition of success into just try. My math score was objectively terrible, but I had walked into that test center, so I succeeded, and I didn't really care about my score. Side note, I am skipping my second ever grad level class to be here tonight. On the flip side of that, give yourself permission to fail. Tell yourself that you won't get it right the first time, and actually, you shouldn't. We learn more from multiple failings than we ever would from instant success. Make room for your failure, and you can stop being afraid of it. So there you go. I have laid out my darkest fear to a room full of strangers, and my hope for you is that when you find yourself wrapped up in a shitstorm of fear and self-doubt, you will remember the other 629 of us in this room and know that you are not alone. Thanks.